And we're back. Everyone, I hope you had a good weekend. I had a cracker weekend with the boys. It was Valentine's Day on Saturday, and I did what every real man does, is Friday afternoon, smashed out of work, going, I didn't get anything sorted out. And I'll be honest, I could rack my brain and buy jewelry and stuff for my wife, but she knows that she knows me back to front now. We've been married 9 years just the other day. Jeepers cripes. And she's always saying no jewelry. So I did the next best thing and made breakfast Saturday morning. And a card, lots of good stuff, lots of chocolates. An interesting one, Ferrero Rocher. She loves that stuff. But Mr. Ferrero, on the weekend, he died. That was a bit sad. And I didn't like it. I thought, you bastard, I go and buy some chocolate for Valentine's Day with your name on it, and you sort of put a damper on the whole thing. So, rest in peace, old mate. My wife loves your chocolate. Nice coconut out of shell. Wrapping is very professional, good work. And hope you had a good life. I was thinking this on the weekend. Actually, I was thinking this last night. I had one of those nights where you don't sleep again. All I need to do to not sleep is go to bed like normal, and if I wake up for whatever reason and then have a single thought that is slightly negative or slightly, oh no, I have to do that thing, bam, I'm awake. And well, funnily enough, I woke up thinking about why I'm doing podcasts, and like I thought the other day, the reason I did my first one the other week, I said, stuff it. I don't care anymore. I don't care what other people think. I'm pretty much the only guy I know that ever does anything podcast related or videos, the band, or self promotion. But I don't think it is self promotion. I think of it as sort of telling the world what you're doing, in the hope that the world becomes more colourful. Like if my mates, I don't know what do people do? Because I don't know whether they think they'll be wankers or what, but I don't know. I reckon we're a strange bunch, Australians, and I always see these kids doing these really ridiculous YouTube video things now, and they're talking like this other language, like, okay guys, thanks for my channel, click here if you want to, all that sort of stupid stuff, and it's obviously really forced, but they don't seem to mind being called a wanker. I think maybe because I grew up in Logan, and we didn't have any YouTube or anything like that, so if you did anything, there was only 4 channels on TV at the time, so if you did anything kind of weird that promoted anything, you're a wanker. But yeah, one of my first things was to be in a band, and I soon learned that you had to make a poster for a band, and you had to kind of self-promote all the time to get people to notice your band and make advertising and things like that. So, all the while I was working in a factory and everything, working in concrete sales for years and whatever. But at the same time, I had to promote this side thing. Well, that kind of never really left me, I don't think. So I still promote anything I'm doing now. Now I've got a cover band. It's like, yeah, I can do all that gear again. Anyway. What started that conversation? I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, I've skipped it. But anyway, we'll go back to... so Friday night, the boys in the band, the little cover band, I'm going to talk about this a little bit. We rehearsed to get the songs together. And then Saturday morning, bright and early, we got in there and we really did hard work. We smashed through, we ended up doing 8 songs, I think. And everyone pretty much only had 2 or 3 takes. That's including the vocals. There's a couple of songs that I struggled on and I had to do 3 or 4 takes. And that was probably just because of my own poor planning. And that song was Out Where the River Broke, the Bloodwood and the Desert Oak. Because that's a weird song to sing. I challenge you to get on YouTube right now and listen to it, because, man, he sings it so funny. Anyway, the time has come. Well, it turns out if you really listen to that, there's about 4 vocal harmonies sort of in that, and they're all a little rough to make it sound pretty earthy and whatnot. But the way it works in bandland, if you're going to record something, is that everyone sort of has their own crap going on. So you're the guitar player, that's your gear. So if you're the drummer, that's your gear. You're expected to know. It's not like anyone else's. Especially after knowing each other for years, you kind of turn into a bit of a bastard. Like, get your stuff together, mate. So anyway, this when it came my turn to do my songs, in my mind, I'm like, yep, I know I'm back to front. We sing them all the time, blah, blah, blah. But then it came to layering it. I went, yeah, I listened to it a few times. I know the harmony there. But then we're like, hang on a minute, we got to really listen to this, because it's one thing to sing a cover band song live, and it sounds near enough to the record, but when you're going to record it, if you record it as you sing it live, the sort of dummy listening to it in 3 months, who knows nothing about bands, will go, sounds funny, mate. Sounds like just weird, and why are you singing like him? You're sounding funny. And that's how I thought I first sounded yesterday too. I was sort of trying to imitate their voices. So it's the first time I'd heard myself recorded, trying to hear back first time I'd recorded myself pretending to sing other people's songs. So it's a fine line. It's not like we're some cool blues rock band that sings a couple of cover songs in their set, and you can change the whole song to make it sound like your blues rock band. This is different. This is a cover band trying to get a gig at the casino or whatever, at a function, like a wedding function thing where you want 50 ladies to dance, to some song. And yeah, so try recording that, hey? And then you're in the booth listening to your own voice singing all these songs. And yeah, it's pretty funny. But I'm pretty happy we got through it. And this afternoon I'll have that in my hand and I'll play some. But I made a bit of a YouTube video of the sessions on it's called The Titanics at Lunar Audio Valentine's Day. Oh yeah, so Valentine's Day. We woke up and I jumped out of bed like, you beauty. Actually felt really good. And 2 little kids, sweetheart little kids, jumped out of bed and I cooked brekkie and made, did everything. My wife, she should have slept in a little. She always jumps out of bed before me. She's such a good thing. But on Saturday I jumped out of bed, made a special breakfast because she's a veggie, and so I made a big cooked up veggie brekkie. It's funny when you're an Aussie. Veggie brekkie. Brecco. At home, and that. And she surprised me with after that, strawberry banana fondue, hot chocolate fondue thing. So here we were on the balcony. Everything was really nice. And then rocked out. Felt really fulfilled. Had a great Sunday. But today's a funny day. It's Monday morning. And there's this sort of funny vibe in the air with that's work related, and yeah, it's just different. What I mean to say is that all weekend I did something that is kind of fun, and it's my second job. Fun, second job related, only makes a little bit of money for us all. But then everyone's really working on for the big money they make during the week. And, yeah, it's just tough. There's some strange things going on, and I think about people who have been working for a place for 20 years and then they leave that company, and you hope that if you've worked at one company for 20 years and you leave it, I wonder how messed up you'd be, how set in your ways you'd be, or would it be the greatest thing that happened to you? You'd like to think that when you're 60 years old or something, you say, oh, wow, I spent 22 years. I don't think it's like the old days anymore, where I remember my first job working in this concrete manufacturing place in Slacks Creek, worst suburb name in the world, Slacks Creek. Yeah, and there's a guy there, old Charlie, had worked there for 48 years, and he pretty much just poured concrete for 48 years in this. He made, into like garden molds, like little, he was right. That was weird. That's what I mean. It's almost work time here. Anyway, so 48 years, and in those days, this is the late 80s, early 90s. That's what you kind of did. You could work there your entire life, and whatever. I reckon now you could work somewhere for 20 years and not feel very wanted at the end. It's kind of you've had your time. It's not like I think business moves too fast now. I don't know. I really don't know. I get the feeling that you just sort of had your... So, if you were to be 60 and you could say, yeah, I worked at this place for 20 years and the best thing ever happened to me is where I worked somewhere else because I was confident. Because when I joined that other company and stayed there for 20 years, I wasn't a confident person, and I just slugged through life and collected my little check and blah, blah, blah. But I keep thinking that you only live once, I don't care what religion you know. And I was thinking last night when I woke up, here we go, it came back to me. When I woke up in the middle of the night last night, it sort of dawned on me why a reason to do podcasts is that so my great-grandfather, I don't even know who he is. I only just found out who my grandfather's name is, one of my grandfather's name. I didn't really know them both. And but I have and I bet none of you do either. Your great-grandparents, what they were all about, what they talked about, what they said or did at all. Well, guess what? We kind of have that chance now to leave a visual and audio mark on the world. So my little podcast here might be a real annoying thing to listen to from time to time, but in the middle of the night it dawned on me there's a reason to do it, and just to hear what kind of person I am once my kids have kids and their kids have kids and they're flying around on hoverboards going, what was great-grandpappy? Like, they'll hear this and they'll go, he was a mopey bastard. That's why we don't want to listen to it. Anyway, so clean your room, you little...